The Exhibit. It's all part of MTV's new Friday nights after Drag Race at 9.
Celeb Secrets is speaking to Dometi Pongo, the host of the brand new show, MTV's The Exhibit, Finding the Next Great Artist. So how are you doing today?
I'm good, better now. Talking about this show, I'm so excited, man.
We are too. We're so excited to see it. So I just want to start off, you've obviously done work with MTV in the past. So what was it like to find out that you would be hosting this show?
Oh man, it was crazy because it came together so quickly. So I literally get a call. They had been in pre-production for quite some time. And I get a call about a day or maybe 2 days before the shoot. They're like, okay, we've got this cool show, been working on it. We need you to go to Baltimore, shooting at Micah for the next 2 weeks, cancel everything. This is where you are. And I ended up going there and it was, a little longer because it's a 6-week competition series. And it was mad exciting because they actually, the producers didn't know that I had a humble art collection myself, or that I'd spent time hosting poetry sets at art galleries across the south side of Chicago. So that was a crazy space to go from, just taking in art as a consumer to engaging with these art historians and directors of the Hirshhorn Museum. It was a phenomenal experience. So I couldn't be happier to be a host of a show like this.
It seems like you can learn a lot from watching this. So why do you think that people should watch this show?
That right there, you learn a lot. And I think even if you're not interested in the visual arts, I think folks don't realize how much overlap there is between creative processes all over across the spectrum, right? We've been talking a lot today. I've been talking to folks about how art is subjective. So how can you judge it? But it's the same way with music. Usually when we talk about the best albums of all time, there are like a good 20 albums that always come up in discussion, right? So art is subjective up to a point. You get to a point where what's great is kind of, there's a consensus around what's great. So I think that when you look at that creative process, whether you're a fan of music, a fan of pop culture, whatever you're a fan of, you'll appreciate these artists' approach to creating these works. And that kind of shines through as we shed light on the creative process throughout the 6 weeks.
Oh, I absolutely love that. What does it feel like to be part of a show that's really covering art? I feel like today there are a lot of competition shows with, singing and dancing and even like cooking, but I feel like there's not that many for arts.
Oh, I hope so. That would be fire if it started a new art movement. I think what's really cool too was the winner gets an exhibit at the Hirshhorn Museum. So that work has a lifespan, so you can go and engage with it and see it after the show is done airing. That'd be dope if it started somewhat of an artistic revolution and brought art back to the forefront. I think what's super ill about this show is that for a platform like MTV, historical platform like MTV, all of the moments it's given us over its years, to partner with the Smithsonian and have a Black kid from the south side of Chicago, the son of immigrants, be the face of that partnership, that's humbling. I mean, just as recently as 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I don't think I could conceive of myself being the face of a partnership this historic. So it's super humbling. And I don't know, man. I'm excited and I hope people love the show as much as I do.
No, I think they definitely will. So, obviously you are an amazing person to be hosting this show, but you're also working with some pretty amazing and well-accomplished artists judging. So what is it like to work together with them? Have you guys become friends? Tell me a little bit about the behind the scenes with all that.
Oh, yeah. Some of the judges, Adam Pendleton, who's an artist, Abigail DeVille, who's an artist, serve as judges alongside Melissa Chu, Kenny Schachter, who's an NFT artist. But the guy that I keep in touch with is Keith Rivers, who is a former NFL player that became an art collector. And he and I just clicked. We still text back and forth different books we're reading or albums that we're listening to. And he is just a purveyor of culture in a way that's so dope, because after the NFL, you retire from something like the NFL so young. So he talks often about, okay, what is my mission? What is my purpose? And how can I elevate the next generation of creators? And he does that through collecting art. Really deep, thoughtful guy that has become a friend. So it's interesting. You're the first person to ask me that, but my guy Keith has become my guy. That's my dude.
I love that. I can't wait to see your guys' relationship on the show. The winner of this show gets, $100,000 plus the exhibit at the Hirshhorn Museum. Obviously, this was filmed a while ago. Can you tell us maybe when the exhibit will be done? Like, do you know anything about that? How soon after did they start working on it?
A lot of trying to get a scoop. You almost have to say who's gonna win. That's what you want. Nah, I can't do that. but no, the exhibit runs for 6 episodes, so 6 weeks, and so it premieres on March 3rd. At 9 p.m. on MTV, and then on Tuesday, March 7th on the Smithsonian Channel at 9 p.m. And so 6 weeks from there. So we got all through March and April to take all of this in and find out who's going to take home that 100K, which is crazy. Imagine getting the lump sum of 100K as an artist.
And the exhibit, that's incredible.
And the exhibit is phenomenal, bro. It's phenomenal.
Was there a certain someone you were watching and you were like rooting for them, or were you kind of just neutral?
Each week I had a new favorite. I'm not gonna lie. I can't lie and say I was completely neutral. I know what journalism is supposed to be objective, but deep down I had folks that I was rooting for, but it changed week over week depending on the commission, because the commissions would shine on different folks' talents. And then you got a couple weeks where maybe somebody who was really talented would get this close and not win the challenge, right? Or maybe there was a piece that I was drawn to that the judges weren't drawn to. So I started to have in my head, the folks that I was kind of rooting for. But it changes week over week based on the commission and the art. And there's certain styles of art that we naturally just are drawn to, which was interesting because I had to confront my own, I guess, preferences and biases when it comes to what I like and what I like to see. And, some of the more complex works were the ones that the judges gravitated towards. And so I learned how to look at art through a different lens.
Since we are Celeb Secrets, I'm wondering, are there any secrets or behind the scenes things from filming this show that we wouldn't see from just watching that you want to share with us?
Ilana, they secrets for a reason, man.
Yeah, I mean,
a secret if I tell you.
I mean, just a behind the scenes thing, maybe.
I'll say this, and I don't want to spoil it, but you'll know it when you see it. There's a contestant who, based on he had a tragic incident happen in his life, and there was a moment where it's kind of a behind the scenes moment. The frustration boils up because of this tragedy that he's experienced, and we kind of had what I kind of thought was an off-camera moment where I go check on him. But the producers were so tasteful in capturing this moment on camera without being intrusive, as we were having a conversation just as men about loss and vulnerability. And as men, is it okay to cry? Is it okay to really process these things? And if you don't process these things, they boil up and kind of just come out of you. And so we captured some of those moments. But a lot of the intimacy of that conversation is left on a cutting room floor. So maybe after it airs, I can go back and tell you what me and this person talked about. But that's the best I can do for you right now.